Hi, I am Emily, and I live in the clouds, and I also a giant. I am 60 feet tall, that's taller than most people my age. I am 14 years old, and I live isolated from the rest of world. I live with a small community of other giants. We are a community of 50. Only 5 of us are kids, and they are all 10 years younger than me. I would love to play with someone my own age. But the only kids that were my own age are the humans down on Earth. There's only one way down there, and that's a magic beanstalk. But the village elders, who are 120 feet tall and very old, say that humans are dangerous and they're the reason why there's so few of us. But my need to explore got the better of me. So I stole the magic beans at midnight when everyone was asleep and made my beanstalk and went down to Earth. I decided to go and explore after I sleep on the Earth for the first time ever. When I awoke from my sleep, I heard loud honks like from giant geese. I was shocked to see that they weren't giant geese, they were fast metal cows. I have never heard of metal cows before, so I picked one up and it had a human inside and he was screaming at me. So I put the metal cow down and it ran away. The other metal cows ran away from me as well. They all had humans inside. Then I wondered, why do metal cows eat humans? Earth is a strange place, that is for sure. But there's so much world to explore. I must see more of this world. My family always taught me to respect nature and not to hurt it. Throughout most of my life, all giants are taught to help nature grow and flourish, and that humans did nothing but cause war with each other and cause destruction to the lands that they were born on. And it had greatly impacted the earth. But my family told me that is not entirely true about humans. My family told me that there's forgotten history about humans and giants. My father was the one who first got me interested in the world below because there are tons of kids my age on the earth. It got me super excited what my father told me when I went down to the earth. I kind of didn't tell my family where I was going. Even though my family told me one day we would go down to the earth together as a family. I am a very impatient person because I really wanted to meet kids my age. I am now realizing that it was one-way trip down because the beanstalk sorta destroys itself after 3 hours and didn't bring any extra beans. I should have thought this all the way through. I am getting hungry and I really want to try eating those metal cows without humans inside of them. Because I want to make friends with humans, not eat them. So I look around and try to find some metal cows to roast over a fire. I come across a lot of metal cows, and they are not moving on this weird black rock. I look and there are no humans inside. So I grab one and I think it's dead, so I take a few more. I cook them over a giant fire that I made by rubbing 2 trees together. It's been cooking for an hour. I take a big bite and immediately spit it out. Why is that so gross? I need water to get this horrible taste out of my mouth. I find a river and rinse my mouth. That was so bad. Why do earth cows taste so not like beef? I hear a faint voice say it's not a cow. I turn and look, it's a kid, and become super happy. I ask the kid, it's not a cow. The kid says it's a car, we humans drive around in them. We don't eat them. I say I understand, I feel like an idiot. My stomach growls. I am so hungry, do you know where I can find food? I said it very loudly. The kid says, come with me please. I live on a farm with plenty of food. I say, thanks, what's your name? My name is Emily. The kid says, my name is Jack. I ask Jack, why are you not trying to kill me? Jack says, I have been waiting for this to happen for my whole life and see a real proof that giants are real. Jack says he is an author and an artist. And that he mainly works on his book. He is writing about giants and drawing pictures of giant, how he thinks they will look like. I say to him that now you can draw a real giant. Jack smiles at me and says, you are so beautiful. You are more beautiful than I thought giants were supposed to look. I say thanks, and you are very adorable too. I never thought that humans would look so much like my people. I wonder why humans and giants don't get along in our past. Jack says, I really don't know. Then I smell a wonderful thing, roast pig and so much savory food. I run very fast to the farm where it smells so good. Jack says, stop, slow down please. Then I say, I completely forgot that you are smaller, so you are slower. Jack says, next time don't let your stomach be your guide, ha ha ha. Man, you can run fast, I think you are faster than anybody alive. Then I say, it's probably because of my long legs, ha ha ha. Jack continues to say, welcome to my family's farm, we are roasting 5 whole pigs. If we have any leftovers we give it away to charity. We also own 5 restaurants, which is where the food is needed. I say, I am so hungry. Can we go down now? The smell of the roast pigs is overwhelming me. Jack says, you remind me of a cartoon character named Chowder, he loved food. Then I say, cartoon? Jack says, never mind, it's not important right now. We can't rush down there. I say, why not? Jack continues to say because everyone will freak out. We need a plan. I stopped listening to Jack and decided that I was going to be sneaky as a 60-foot-tall giant. Not one of my best ideas. But my stomach was still guiding my actions. I hide behind these giant cars and I crawl on my belly. And nobody notices me except a 5-year-old girl, and she keeps smiling at me. And I tell her to go away very quietly. But she doesn't go. I tell her that you can stay, but we have to stay quiet. Then I grab as much as food as I can, including 3 roasted pigs. And I sneak back to Jack. And I say mission accomplished, and Jack looked so worried about me. But I tell him I am good. Then he looks happy that I am safe. Then we eat together and become fast friends. He draws me a lot while eat those pigs. I love his art skills. He is so amazing. We talk about both of our lives before we met. But first he takes me to a big barn to hide me. We talk for hours inside the barn, and I also continue to eat. We both appreciate each other and the worlds that we each come from. I start to cry because I can't go back home and I can never see my family again. Jack holds my giant finger with his small hand and says you are welcome to stay here for as long as you want. Then I say thank you and I stop crying. Then we both lean in for a big hug. It's really big for Jack. I have a gigantic crush on Jack and I think he feels the same way about me. To be continued. Me and Jack slept together in that big barn. I dreamt of exploring more of the earth. Seeing its great wonders. I also dreamed of me and Jack kissing together. I know that I just met him, but I feel so close to him and I don't want to leave him behind. But he has his family to be a part of his life. I'm not even sure if he likes me in the same way as I do. Plus, would he leave his family for me? I thought about it all night long and I realized I am going to stay here in this big barn with Jack for a few days and then I am going to go. Jack and I stay in the barn for a few days and he set up a TV in the barn. I have never been watching TV before back home. I mainly just watch the clouds with my family. I really miss my family. Anyway, before I start to cry about missing my family and Jack drowning from my giant tears, I am going to talk about how much I love watching Chowder with Jack. And I do understand now why Jack says that I am like Chowder, because we do both love to eat a lot. As days passed in the cozy barn with Jack, our bond grew stronger. We watched Chowder marathons, shared stories, and laughed together. One evening, while watching TV, Jack snuggled closer to me, his head leaning on my giant hand. My heart skipped beats. I gently stroked his hair with my fingers, feeling a spark of affection from him too. Jack looked up at me with sparkling eyes and said, "Emily, I'm really glad you came down from the clouds. My book about giants was missing an actual giant, until I met you. And you are unbelievably gorgeous." My face warmed with a giant blush. My heart is racing like thunder in the clouds. I have never felt like this before. Never have I felt such strong emotions towards another individual. My eyes become locked on Jack's eyes, and Jack's eyes locked onto mine. I gently lean down because I want to kiss him. This will be my first kiss ever. I never thought I would be falling in love with and kissing a small human like Jack. But to me, Jack is a giant in his heart. Jack sees that I want to kiss him, and so he wants to kiss me as well. Our lips meet and it was heaven for both of us. The differences between us and the worlds we both came from melted away. All that existed was this perfect, magical kiss. As we pulled back for air, Jack smiled up at me and whispered, "I've been wanting to do that since I first saw you biting that car. You were so cute." I giggled, my deep voice rumbling, and wrapped my arms around him in a gentle giant hug. Jack's voice was muffled against my chest. "Emily, you are best thing ever to happen in my life." Jack's face emerges from my giant chest, beat ready gasps for air, laughing hysterically. That was a first kiss and giant hug from a real giantess. It was also my first real kiss from any girl ever. I laughed and said it was my first kiss too.